Okay, we'll have two more speakers, and then we'll have your questions. I do want to remind everybody in the room, when we say misstatements of fact, that is a euphemism, but I don't impugn people's intent. I don't use the L word. It is a red herring to suggest that we're using the L word. We assume good people are misinformed. And I certainly assume that this council and the county executive are good people. But you're going to hear now from Gino Renne to tell you the truth about the biggest misstatement of fact that is on the website and has been repeated in the Washington Post editorial and in everything that I've read in all the media. Misstatement of fact means something that is not true.
It's a lie.
I will not use that. So I'm going to ask Gino Renne, and I had one reporter say to me, well, I'm not going to get into he says, she says arguments. And I said back to this reporter, who I greatly respect, we're not talking about an argument or an interpretation. We're talking about a fact. A fact is either true or false. It's not an interpretation, it's a fact. Now the fact is, effects bargaining is not unique as a right to our police here in Montgomery County. The county has said we have special treatment. We're the only ones who have effects bargaining. That is not true. It is false. And I'm asking the reporters in this room to say not only that I say it's false, but to say it's false because it can be proven by reading plain English. Now, Gino Renne, the head of our Montgomery County employees, who the council has said do not have this right, that is not true, will explain to you why they do have the right to effects bargaining, except it's not time limited, which in the statute that they want to repeal is the case for Montgomery County Police. So Gino Renne, the head of our County Employees Union, and also an old friend. Where are you, Gino?
For those of you that know me, I'm a bit shy, but I'm going to try to overcome that obstacle and get my point across. My name is Gino Renne. I'm president of UFCW Local 1994. I'm also international vice president of UFCW International. Joe, if you're watching this, I again apologize for suggesting I'm the president of the International.
I recorded it, Gino.
You did? Well, I'm going to get demoted in quick order, I'm sure. I received a couple inquiries by various council members. Why are you taking this fight? It's not your problem. It's not your battle. Well, let me be clear to the council members and to the executive. This is my fight. This is Local 1994's fight, and we will fight to the bitter end. Why? Let me be clear. Because the FOP, the firefighters, and every other union that represents individuals in the state of Maryland are part of the greater Maryland labor family. And if you attack one, you're going to fight us all. It's that simple. But I have a personal investment in this fight. When the county council and the executive came to me and suggested several years ago that, you know what, we got this big budget gap. We don't care about your efficiency proposals or your cost reduction of proposals. We're going to take it out of the hides of your members. And we're going to oppose 5 or 6 or 7 days of furloughs. Well, do the math. You take 5, 6, 7 days out of the pay of folks that are already working from paycheck to paycheck. You inflict irreparable harm on thousands of families that serve this Montgomery County community. And that is unconscionable in my mind. Now, they went as far as saying, guess what? We're going to soften the blow a little. We're going to exclude your public safety workers and the FOP and the firefighters as well. Now, I sat back and say, what do I do with this? Well, I didn't have to wait very long for an answer because Mark Zipcat, the president of the FOP at the time, and John Sparks, president of IAFF Firefighters, came to me and said, what they're doing to you is wrong. We're standing with you. If they're going to furlough workers in Montgomery County, they're going to furlough our members together, and we all took the hit. That wasn't their fight, but they stood with our members and took the hit, and I want to publicly thank both of you for doing so. Now, let's talk about reality and facts. This particular county council has a long history, as well as the county executive, have a long history of fabricating the facts to suit their agenda. They suggest to you that Montgomery County workers do not have effects bargaining. Well, let me say this to you. I've been at the bargaining table with Montgomery County since the inception. I should stop using big words, maybe I can figure it out. Since the inception of bargaining for general government workers dating back to 1985. And I'm here to tell you that in each and every bargaining cycle, we engaged in intense negotiations over effects bargaining. Not the management decision, but the effects that it would have on our members. Now, over the years, there's been times where the county has tried to wall those negotiations off and suggest that this is an unfettered management prerogative, an exclusive right that management holds. We can't dare sit with you and discuss the effects on your members of these decisions. Well, let me share with you a recent case, and if anyone from the media would like the decision, I have just happened to have it with me. During the FY negotiations between Local 1994 and Montgomery County government, we put proposals on the table in on 8 different subjects to curb and mitigate the negative effects of management's decisions, and I'll name the areas: work schedules, work day and work week, health benefits and health benefit reserve, appeal of transfers, safety and health, which is a lot of what the FOP is concerned about in this issue, management and the accountability of management, the harassment, disparate treatment, and inappropriate behavior of management. Now, I'm not sure that's an unfeathered management prerogative to threaten your workers, harass them, and just, totally humiliate them publicly and otherwise. But we figured we might want to do something about the effect of that behavior. And then lastly, layoff and recall. In refusing to bargain, the county maintained the position that the 8 subjects listed above fall within the county's exclusive management prerogative and therefore are not bargainable. The union, of course, disagreed with the county and filed a prohibited practice charge, which is consistent with our law. That's the process where you resolve these type of disputes. To bargain with and to refuse to bargain with the Labor Relations Administrator, Jerome T. Barrett, EDD. Following a 2-day hearing, which was costly in terms of legal fees for both parties, which was costly in terms of having a long list of witnesses on both sides taking out of the workforce where they energy would better be used serving the public and serving our members on our side. The LRA ruled that all 8 union proposals were found to be mandatory subjects of bargaining, and the county did commit a prohibited practice by refusing to bargain all 8 proposals. The LRA therefore ordered the county to bargain with the union on each of the 8 proposals and will be returning to the table next month to do so. Now, let me draw a distinction, which is a distinction the council nor the executive want to talk about. We have effects bargaining. It's a different process. It's a different process. The FOP's process is superior to ours because it has rules and boundaries and timetables in which the effect bargaining is conducted. Ours does not. That doesn't mean we don't have effects bargaining. We just have a much more cumbersome process, a much more costly process that deprives taxpayers of funding of more critical services than fighting with your workforce, and a process that is never ending. So it squanders tax dollars, our process, and it negatively impacts the relationship between the parties. I would much rather spend that money engaging on joint efforts to find efficiencies and cost enhancements in the delivery of services. Thank you.